I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right.
If you're looking for a great place to buy your toys, Cokiss has a great range of figures, including your favorite ones from Hiya toys like Godzilla, King Ghidorah, the female Muto. Get 6% off in all your purchases with my discount code. Use RubiCokiss to get all your favorite figures much cheaper than anywhere else with fast shipping. Link in the description down below. This also means you don't have to wait for those long releases from the US. You can get everything much faster and exactly the same time that Hiya Toys releases their figures from their end. So what are you waiting for? Use the link in the description, apply the code to get everything much cheaper. It's highly recommended. Thank you for watching the video. Thanks to Cokiss, we actually have a better look at the official exclusive Burning Godzilla battle version. This is the box. It looks extremely awesome, like the background art and the whole Godzilla figure looks really nice with this new paint job. Unfortunately, Cokiss has confirmed they are unable to sell this exclusive figure, even though, if they could, they would, but they're unable to. What's very interesting about this figure, it also reacts in a very unique and awesome way, like it did to the supercharged or the energized version. Cokiss was shining the light directly at this burning Godzilla, and you see it starts to react in a very interesting way. The figure starts to glow up, almost mimicking the burning effect that we saw in the movie. I still believe it's unfortunate this figure will remain an exclusive figure. We don't know if it's going to be available later on or if this will actually remain fully exclusive. I can only imagine, scalpers and scammers on eBay or other websites asking a ridiculous amount for this figure. I don't know, I just really wish this was the figure we originally got. Now, I'm going to give you guys my personal take on whether or not Godzilla Evolved did receive an upgrade. Now, remember, don't take this as confirmation. Don't take this as, yes, it's happening officially, because Hiya Toys has not said anything. But judging on the figure based on what we saw from all the angles, comparing this to the prototype and the promo images, clearly those two figures are very different from each other. Now, here's what I've spotted that are the main differences from one and another. Number one, the whole arms have been totally redesigned, completely reworked from the previous version that we saw. If you look at the elbows, the cuts are done a little bit different, and in fact they almost mimic the Monster Arts articulation. Some people were confused and they thought this was indeed Monster Arts. I don't blame you. It really does look like the prototype image that Monster Arts showcased. What's interesting is the torso got an upgrade. The cut is a little bit different compared to the previous one. I'm assuming this is to give it a better range of motion, to look left and right, up and down a lot better. Another major area that could potentially have received an upgrade has to be the tail system. If you look at the promo images and the prototype that was painted, the tail looks completely different. By this, I mean the segments on the tail appear to be multiplied. There seems to be more around the tail, more ball joints, more segments. This will give it a better motion. And indeed, if you compare both the Monster Arts and the Hiya version, it is almost identical. The articulation is almost identical to what Monster Arts is doing. The only differences might be just 2 or 3 segments that Hiya Toys is missing compared to Monster Arts. And I mean that extra cut that they have in the torso right in between to give it a better articulation. That's the only cut that the Hiya version is missing, and maybe a few other cuts in between the legs and around the tail. Monster Arts obviously has more segments, more ball joints on the tail, but besides that, it appears like Hiya Toys could have possibly took inspiration from what Monster Arts was doing, or this was an upgrade they intended to do before even Monster Arts was released. Again, there's no confirmation on anything like that, but just purely looking at those images, it's very clear that both Monster Arts and Hiya Toys are very similar. Now it appears like Hiya Toys is closing the gap when it comes to articulation each time. And if this is indeed an upgraded version, I've seen a lot of confusion, a lot of people thinking those two figures will become separate, meaning if you have already pre-ordered your Godzilla Evolve from Hiya Toys, you'll receive the older version. That is not true. This is how I assume it's going to work. If this is truly an upgrade, everybody else who has pre-ordered their Godzilla Evolve with Hiya Toys will automatically receive the newer version. In other words, the new upgraded version will become the new standard for everybody who has pre-order. In general, this will become their primary Godzilla Evolve. So please don't get confused. They are not going to ship out an older version to some people and then the newer version to other people. That's not how it's going to work. Everybody who has a pre-order with whatever company, Hiya Toys, third-party companies, will in fact get the newer upgraded version if this is indeed an upgrade. Again, it's not confirmed, pure speculation. Now let's talk about Shimo. This is why I can never record anything. That is crazy. Even at night, I can't even have my own peace. I'm telling you, this road is crazy busy with a lot of dogs, cars, everything in the background. That's why I hardly do any commentaries, but when I do, trust me, I gotta do them extremely late. Anyways, back to Shimo. To tell you the truth, it's hard to see any difference with the previous images that we got with the promos. I hardly see anything. The only minor difference that I hardly see is probably the head. The head appears to have gotten a little bit bigger to the body, because if you compare the promo images, the body was perfect, but the head was kind of too small. So probably what happened here is the head got adjusted to the proportion of the body to, look more natural overall. Any articulation upgrade that I can spot, to be honest, no, I don't spot any upgrades around the body or anything like that. If anybody in person or anybody spots any differences, let me know. Now, if there's no upgrades with articulation, another theory that I have is probably with more sharper details. It's not confirmed, but what if they went back and they added more details on the sculpture? I saw an image of the back of Shimo and it looks extremely sharp. It appears like the body chest overall received major texture upgrades, meaning that the body is more sharper, full of more details throughout her body, her belly, the head, everything. But again, that's the only difference that I can tell. Any comments down below? I want everybody to tell me, how did you feel about Wonder Festival 2024 in general, and what is your view on Hiya Toys and Monster Arts? Do you really believe that Hiya Toys has finally surpassed what Monster Arts has done? This is my personal take. Wonder Festival 2024 has been fantastic. They didn't have to showcase any more figures, and they did. They showcased the brand new Godzilla 2014. They showcased the Mecha King Ghidorah. They showcased a lot of prototypes. We don't know if those prototypes are indeed upgrades or not, but still fantastic. We got to see Godzilla GMK, Godzilla 2000, the classic Godzilla. We got to see a little bit of everything, and that's fantastic. I'm satisfied with what Hiya Toys has done in a few years compared to other companies who have been here for over a decade. They have done what other companies have not done, have not dared to do. And the fantastic thing about them is that they have confirmed they actually take feedback, they listen, they rework figures if they have to, they upgrade them if they have to, and they are true Godzilla fans. This is confirmed by a Q&A that they did, so no doubt, you can tell by the figures that they've released. Fantastic. Honestly, if it wasn't for Hiya Toys, all the figures that we've been requesting would have never been possible because of them. Just imagine in a alternate reality where Hiya Toys doesn't exist and only Monster Arts. Monster Arts would have only gave us Godzilla X Kong figures, and that's about it. We would have never got ourselves a accurate King Ghidorah 2019, Godzilla 2000, Godzilla GMK. We would have never gotten affordable, amazing figures with good articulation at that price. Monster Arts keeps getting more expensive, offering very few things and very questionable decisions. They did a Q&A also, but the reason why I didn't give that attention, I honestly didn't believe their answers were completely honest. If you heard about Ubisoft, you know that their CEO has come out and gave a statement that gamers in general come to expect too much out of a game, and that today's standards don't meet our expectations, when in reality they release an extremely buggy game that is Star Wars Outlaw. It was very bad, honestly. So their thought is it's okay to accept bad games. We've come to expect too much, and too much is not up to their standards anymore, and that is complete bullshit. Another thing that I want to confirm, I received a very clear image of the Beast Club Kong, and on the extra head it does appear to have the silver tooth or teeth on the side that the movie is supposed to have for the version of Kong. So don't worry for everybody asking that, there's no difference. There is a difference, but it's on the other head. The